So, my name's Andrew from Holy Grail Games, and we're here demonstrating Rallyman, the new edition of Rallyman. People may know Rallyman from previous editions of the game. This is a GT version, so the aim of the game is a straight line to the finish, okay, to go around the ramp. The way that the game is played is that each turn is pretty simple, but quite strategic. You lay out, using these dice that you have here, your route on the map, okay? And basically what you do is you would go, right, I start here in neutral. Everyone starts the race in neutral, okay? And then you would go, right, I'm gonna go into first gear, then I'm gonna go into second gear, I'm gonna go into third gear here, okay? Fourth gear, coast along, up into fifth, and up into sixth, okay? On my turn, I would plan out my route like that. Then I would decide whether I'm going to drive aggressively or cautiously, because the game is about balancing aggression and caution, risk and reward, okay? If I drive cautiously, I roll the dice one at a time. Now, if I get 3 hazard markers on my turn, I crash out. So if I roll the dice one at a time, I can stop at any time. So I could say, for example, if I've rolled 2 hazard markers, at that point, I could go, I'm not going to do any more, okay? If I roll them all at the same time, then obviously I don't get to pick when I stop. But if I pass, I gain a number of focus tokens equal to the dice that I roll. So I would get 7 focus tokens, right? The focus tokens are used so when you're driving, rolling the dice one at a time, you can spend focus tokens to skip dice. Basically, when you drive aggressively, it means that you are able to gain a resource which helps you drive cautiously, more safely. But you have to drive aggressively to get there. So the idea of the game is, in certain areas, you're looking to really pile in the power and roll all your dice at once. In other areas, going through tricky bits like this here, you're driving more carefully. You're using the break dice, you're using more dice in each turn. And as a result of that, you're going to need to use these focus tokens that you've built up to get through that area, okay? The other core mechanic is the initiative system. So it doesn't just go around the table. Everyone's going in a circle. Each turn, initiative's determined by the gear that you're in. So the higher gear you're in, the better you'll go earlier in the turn. But as you can see here, there are numbers on the track. If you go above that number, as you're driving through that area, if you're in a higher gear, so for example, here we've got a 4. So if I'm in a higher gear than 4 in this area, I crash out. So you want to try and get as fast as you can to go first in the initiative next turn, but also at the same time, if you go too fast through certain areas, you'll crash, okay? And obviously you're trying to balance the risk of pushing yourself far along the track, rolling lots of dice and get the focus tokens, or are you going to play it carefully and roll them one at a time and use the focus tokens? So that's what the game is about. It's all about balancing that risk and reward. If you do crash out, there is a reference to here. So if you crash out in the first or second gear, you can see that you go to neutral, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, you skip a turn, okay? And you can also see that depending on the severity of the zone you're in, so that's an orange one, that's a yellow one, you can then see that you pull out these markers from the bag, okay? If we have a look at some of these damage markers, some of them are things like -1 dice, okay? So that gives us -1 break dice on our turn, okay? Some of them are things like the weather symbol, so that flips the weather. Then everybody turns over their card and has rainy conditions where it's only 2 hazard markers to crash out, okay? Now, if someone does do that, or your car is damaged, you can drop to speed 0 on your turn, miss a go, and fix a damage marker here, or change your tires, or you can miss 2 goes and do both, okay? So even if you have crashed, you can skip a turn, and basically get yourself back into position. Maybe it's raining and you flip back over and you go to the sunny weather because you've put on your wet weather tires. Other than that, that's pretty much the core mechanics of the game.
How many players?
Up to 6 players in the core box. So you can see we've got the 6 positions here. And there will be 32 double-sided tiles in the full game. So you can create your own track. We just threw this together this morning. But you can make your own tracks. There are example tracks in the books as well.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, and you can see that, you can just flip them around, you can move them however you want, you can do various different things. So these ones aren't, these ones are just single tiled right now. I don't know what happened there. We'll put that one there.
Shorter.
Yeah, like that, for example, and then you could go around here. Exactly, U-turn here. So you can make them as difficult or as easy to play in as you choose to do so, obviously. And yeah, that's basically the game, guys. That's essentially how it's played.
Thank you very much.